Welcome back to episode, I believe this is going to be 8 of Licks and Tricks. So I got Justin Bennett on from Speed Plans and Silver Car Crash. Justin, very good to have you on.
Good to be here.
Monster guitarist. Got a lot going on.
Oh, yeah.
And,
I got talking to here, yeah.
Yeah, talking to that microphone for people can hear your beautiful voice.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here, man.
Yeah, happy to have you, man. So let's first talk. I know you tell me before you want to talk about like cool voicings.
Yeah.
I noticed that jam we were just jamming on. You had an interesting voicing you were playing. It was just we were just playing an A.
Yeah, I don't know any covers.
We don't know any covers to jam on.
Of them.
Don't need to.
And the ones I learn, I forget.
Yeah. Well, fuck them. What's that voicing you were playing right there?
Oh, yeah. So, for one, I learned banjo before I ever learned guitar.
Oh, nice.
So I play the thumb pick, and it keeps your fingers free. And so in A, I've messed around a lot with, like, you know, you can do drone strings in E. That's easy. You know, but in A, you can drone the G. So you can go, or you can even do, I don't know, I like to leave strings open.
Yeah.
So. You can get a lot of sound out of it. You can sound like 2 guitars at once.
Could we talk about like what you started off with right there? So you're starting down low, like almost like just an A7 chord.
Yeah, so you're just basically doing like like almost like a Keith Richards thing, but you're leaving the G string open, so you're playing in between. It sounds kind of dreamy and shit.
Yeah, so you're just like moving up, keeping the. Do you also drone the A when you do that?
It depends. I also like to drone the an A, especially. I like to drone the B because it'll be like a 2, you know.
Yeah. A little harsher sound, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But like.
Is you get that microtonal thing
So
going on.
drone the G when you want to be dreamy, drone the B when you want to be angry.
Yeah,
is that what I'm getting? Okay, and then
well,
it's kind of
just a gold mine for like non-root drones.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's really cool. And you don't always drone the A when you do that. You're just going for like different textures.
It depends. Yeah, I mean, at Silver Car Crash usually I'll play like something kind of maximal. And then Connor will be playing something kind of minimal on top.
Maximal? I've never heard that.
Well, I
word
just mean
before.
like cramming notes.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. Something big sounding. And then Connor will just be like... something like
almost
that.
like keeping the beat.
Yeah, almost doing like some like Gang of 4 kind of thing.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
So, Speed Plans was just in the studio.
Yeah.
Just ripping some shit. I think you guys played 9 songs.
9 songs in like under 9 minutes or something.
In under 9 minutes, which is incredible. So I kind of want to talk about like
how show you some of that.
Yeah, some of these riffs. Like, and do you think of the riff first when you're writing a song, and then you just work around it?
Well, me, the other Justin, and George and Ralph all write riffs. So like, and then sometimes it'll mostly be theirs, like fully, and then sometimes it'll be really collaborative.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you can honestly, if you knew who wrote it, you would be like, okay, that makes sense. That they wrote it. Because like Ralph, he writes like blues rocky shit.
Is that where it gets more like down tempo groovy kind of stuff?
Not even. He just likes doing the whole like you know. Yeah,
yeah.
Like.
Can we talk about that real quick? Just because like those are like quintessential like rock and roll chords.
Of course.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean they sound good.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah. So just like on like in E basically.
Yeah. But
on this like.
I can't play that.
Was it?
And like the one guy just goes both every time.
Yeah, yeah.
And I move it every time with that.
So it's almost like again like the drone. You have like the one note, and then you're doing like dancing above it.
Yeah,
almost.
yeah. Well, my thing, if you're playing, like, every band I play guitar in is 2 guitars.
Yeah, yeah.
And so you have to, like, kind of move. You have to stay out of their range. I mean, with speed planes, it's different because a lot of times they're just playing the same thing. Like, there's nothing you can play on top of that, really.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know?
So when you're working on 2 guitars and you're both playing power chords, do you try to work around to create, like, a bigger sound than you would if you're both just playing the same thing? Or do you do, like, octaves? Do you anything
he
like that?
will, we don't want to sound like I tried doing stuff with octaves before, but it made us sound like Fugazi-ish and, like, too, like, almost too modern.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I just started
You
doing,
like the old school type sound.
I want it to be old school, but I also want it to be not like a period piece.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like trying to move forward from the old school, but I want to start from the old school, like, bass line.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it's like the speed planes riffs.
Let's walk through.
They're mostly straight up and down with, like, you know. But for instance, here's one. This is one, like, Justin wrote the first part, and then I wrote the second part. But the one we played first in the live session.
Yeah. Go watch it if you haven't.
So. Part,
that's so sick.
And the one part is like trying to, it's almost like trying to be the damned.
Yeah, So you guys like to do the kind of thing a lot?
Yeah,
like you go like up to the 4.
It's like the Ramones thing.
Yeah. It just gives like extra movement to it because other guys would just chug on those same chords probably.
It makes it sound, it makes it jump more.
Yeah.
And
it's very erratic. It's almost, you can't even like find where one is half the time. It seems like
some of our songs don't have a key. Like that one that goes like. I don't know what key that is in. It could be this.
Yeah.
That could be the root. I don't know. That one's pretty wild because it goes. Which that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
That's like.
If you're watching this at home, slow down the video to about half speed and get those chords down.
Yeah.
There's some shit in there. That's awesome. I'm gonna ask you one more question that I think is the coolest part of like a speed plan song, or even Silver Car Crash sometimes, is like when the band's all playing, it's huge, and then it drops out and it's just you doing like a crazy, like kind of like in the background almost kind of thing, and then it all hits together.
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, that's the thing is like when you're playing like fast, loud music where it's fast and loud the whole time. Like even our slow parts are fast.
Yeah. You want the dynamics in there? Is that what you're going for?
Yeah. Well, you can't rely on volume dynamics in the same way as you can normal rock, like where you can just everybody bring it down.
Yeah.
Like you have to either take parts out or you have to rely on like tempo dynamics.
Yeah.
Like metal is even more like less volume dynamic.
Yeah.
Where it's like all tempo change.
So in order to get those dynamics, you'll just drop parts entirely, and then they all come in.
It also makes it easier to go into a tempo change if it's only one guy has to bring it in.
Yeah, he has to figure it out.
So it's like if we all just hit and end on the same hit, the guitar player, either me or Ralph, depending on the song, can just like count it in any way they want.
Yeah.
And then you just go in from there with the guitar. Yep. So you don't have to perfectly have or double anything if you do it that way.
Those are definitely like my favorite parts of the songs.
Oh yeah,
because it hits so hard.
Because like when you're like live, that's usually when people are going to start moshing.
Yeah.
It's like right after.
It's like letting people know something badass is about to happen.
Yeah, it's like.
Yeah.
You want to get people going.
Yeah, super sick. The last question I have is a question I ask all the guitarists who come on the show. Whenever you get home from whatever you're doing after a long day at work or something, what's some of the stuff you just like to play on the guitar? You're not thinking of writing. You're not thinking of rehearsing anything. You just want to play. Honestly,
I play a lot of country when I'm just like trying to relax.
All right.
Or I'll play
relaxing
or
music.
black metal, which is not very relaxing.
Two opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, I don't really write silver. I don't mess around with like hardcore or like post punk. Like just like I'm just sitting on my couch usually. You know.
Yeah.
I usually like deliberately write those songs like almost like as a task.
Yeah.
Not that it's like something I hate because I love it. But what I mean is like I
yourself
set aside time and I'm like it's time to start on another thing.
Okay.
But like country, like because I've been making that kind of thing lately.
What are some country licks you like?
I like doing this thing where like you do the double stops. It's like fake steel playing. You know.
Yeah. Can we please break that down?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
You played it at the the ninth fret?
It's actually a lot easier than people think. Like it's really like all you do. Like most people know the major blues thing. But all you do is like when say it's in D because that's what I'm playing in. Like yeah, you can even do it like just like.
You're doing something else there. There's a little more to it. So can you do it one more time?
Do that. But then when the G hits, which is the fourth, you move up to the G box.
Yeah. So are you're bending it with one? You're like.
Oh yeah. So yeah, my fingers are free because of a thumb pick. It's actually really good for country to play with. It actually doesn't make any sense to play punk that way.
Yeah.
It's actually like
that's
harder.
why it makes it so cool. You do it.
It's like more difficult, but I do it anyways.
What are you doing? What's that? What are you doing?
But I'm just borrowing. Say I'm just taking this with my pinky here, and then
okay,
and then you just go. Yeah, you just kind of play around with it, and you can do it up here. And you can get pretty creative with it, because like say if it's like, but it all depends completely on the chord progression, you know, for like especially this kind of stuff.
Whenever you're gonna do it.
You know, with that you can be like.
That's so sick.
You know.
So like, I just want to break down that one lick for the people at home. So you're kind of like doing a double stop with these two notes right here, right? Like, and then you bring it back, like something like that.
Yeah. So like I'm starting with this.
Yeah.
You start up here with it already bent.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not something I like note for note ever remember. It's just like
it just comes
a form
out.
or a pattern that's just like in there.
Yeah, that's super sick. So you would do that if you're playing over a D major chord, that first one we did, and then the second one's if you're playing over a G major chord, because you hit the fourth and the fifth in there.
Another thing you can do, which is like a total like Keith thing,
is
you can do the whole.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, or like. You know, you can just. My thing about the country chord thing, the country lead thing to me, because I don't do the chicken pick trucker rock thing very well, which is also cool. But like, I'm not like proficient at that.
You do almost like the slow lap steel type things on like Hank Williams tunes and stuff.
Yeah, I'm just trying to imitate a lap steel, and also somewhere between lap steel and Keith Richards.
Yeah.
And then you got another trick is the.
I love that.
Which you just take you just leave out the G. Opposite of what I was saying earlier with the other songs. There's this one thing I got here. Wait. How's that go? It's like in G.
let's talk about that real quick. So if you're in G, you start in like if you're playing a G chord.
So these two are just parallel.
Yeah.
And this one, when you go, when you start on this note, it's just.
Oh, okay. You're starting on the G.
This is all just basically on the G chord.
Yeah.
And it being in G, you can drone the middle.
Yeah. So you're starting G strings on the. You're starting with the G on the B string, and you fret the note one fret above it. And two strings down, and then you make that parallel. Yeah.
And a B and a D. So you're just not playing the one on the last two things.
Yeah. And then you brought in the and you could
like on the.
So you can kind of move those shapes whenever you're playing those chords. You can just bring those licks in.
It's like the same lick, but just on other parts of the neck.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you're good, but you don't have to be that good to do it.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're all about in this show.
Oh, I'm all about cheating.
Yeah. Well, I think that about wraps it up. Thank you so much, Justin, for a jack of all trades, really. Really awesome. Real quick before we go, I want to rep some of the new merch we have. Still See Death Club merch. Check it out. Looks hot. You can buy it at any show where Still Say Death Club band is playing. They should have their shirts, and if they don't, they're going to have to answer to me. But it's been Licks and Tricks. Justin, thank you again so much for being on, man. That's awesome. See you around. That was awesome, dude. That was sick. That was really good.